WrestlePalooza is shaking up the wrestling world. WWE fans are wondering if the WWE is doomed, and Triple H's booking is under the spotlight again. In today's Reddit video, we're gonna be talking about all that and much more. But before we get into all of that, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. I'm new around here and doing any or all of those will really help me achieve my dream. Thank you. And the top post of last week is this post saying "sign in the crowd" during Cena and Lesnar's match, which, I mean, yeah, that was a... Look, he shouldn't be here, and we all know why, and I actually agree. As much as I was kind of excited for Brock Lesnar's return, that was only the initial hype, like maybe the day after or 2 days after. I really wasn't anymore, or at least not up to that level. So yeah, I do pretty much agree with this. The whole thing with all the Vince McMahon stuff and Brock Lesnar being named in all of those, that does always kind of keep here in my head, and it just always throws me off whenever I think about any of this, to be perfectly honest. Mutate says, "I went to WrestlePalooza. This was one of the worst shows I've ever watched, genuinely. Right now is the most deflated I've ever been as a wrestling fan. And I don't know what the future of this company is going to look like. We deserve better than this. If you enjoyed the show, I'm so glad. I was there in person. The crowd was practically silent the whole show. Nothing happened. The whole show was one giant spin-headed face to wrestling fans. Constant ads, yes, even in person, promoting football and basketball players more than the damn wrestlers. That was the last time I'll ever see Cena in person, and I wish I just stayed home. It was that bad. I want to be positive about wrestling. I want to love the show that I've been a fan of since I was 5 years old. I tried my absolute best and failed. The ESPN era is truly the end of what we love. Saudi Arabia will own this company in 2 to 5 years, and TKO does not give one single fuck about any of us. Great way to kick off a new era, WWE. Just so wonderful." Yeah, WrestlePalooza was an experience. I've seen this from some people that were live there in Indiana, and yeah, I do get what he's talking about. I absolutely do. There was a lot of ads and a lot of promoting football, which I personally really don't like. There are some ads that just take me out of the show. There are some that are like fine with me, but yeah, those that take me out of the show are like really obvious ones. Like, I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is again the ridiculous R-Truth promos on SmackDown. That was like, "Hey, did you know ESPN, you can download it like this or this or this or this?" And yeah, those just don't work for me. Those don't work for me, again, personally, at all. They just completely take me out of the show. Whereas the ads that are on the ring or stuff like that, as much as it was weird in the beginning, I've really gotten used to it. I really couldn't care less. It doesn't affect the entire product as much as I thought it would, whereas some other stuff do. Then the dead crowd, yeah, even watching it, you could see that the crowd was dead. And I think the biggest reason for that is just because how disappointing the John Cena versus Brock Lesnar match was. Because again, I've said this in my previous video, there are some really nice stuff to enjoy about the show. Like the AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins fight. Or Io Sky versus Stephanie Bakir. Well, both really good, really good. Even the Cody versus Drew match wasn't bad. It just wasn't up to what we expected, because again, expectations were too high. Expectation is the thief of joy, so that's kind of on us. I'm not afraid to say that that's on me. I just expected too much, I guess. But yeah, this WrestlePalooza was weird. Really weird. It felt like a B-tier pay-per-view with a lot of ads. And that's it. Not necessarily a great way to start off the ESPN era. Next up, we have what happened to the prestige of the World Heavyweight Championship. I think many would agree that the WWE title is the main title in the company with World Heavyweight Championship being second. I remember watching WWE 20 or so years ago, and this was reversed. The World Heavyweight Champion was on Raw and felt much more prestigious to the WWE Championship on SmackDown. I've always preferred the World Heavyweight Championship design, even now, but it never feels as important as it should. So what happened? Was it when they joined the titles together? Was it Roman's long reign where they had to bring the World Heavyweight Championship back? WWE books it like a secondary title, and the match involving the World Heavyweight Championship will never main event over the WWE title. Does anyone like the fact that there's a title that clearly stands above the rest? I personally wish they were seen as more equal. Give me a Sunday Night WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. I'm kind of... So, yes, the World Heavyweight Championship is definitely not as strong as it was back in the early 2000s. But that's also kind of it's just a big era difference. Because you might say like, oh, it was even bigger than the WWE title in the early 2000s. Who are the people you think of when you think about the early 2000s? The two people. They are The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Both of them were holding the WWE title for the majority of their time, not the World Heavyweight Championship belt. And that's like a pretty big thing. It was always the top star that carried the WWE Championship. I think that's always been the case. It will forever be the case. But the World Heavyweight Championship title is a little bit weaker right now than it was back then. And I think that's just due to the amount of big stars we have. Because when I think of the World Heavyweight Championship, I think of Edge. I think of Batista, I think of The Undertaker, all of whom were like really, really big stars. But then when you look at the modern era, again, really big stars: Seth Rollins, Gunther, Jey Uso, who's up there, I guess. But yeah, not necessarily to the power of those names. But I think that's also just because we're looking back at it with hindsight. The World Heavyweight Championship, the modern version, is pretty new. It could build up. Of course, it won't be as important as the WWE Championship in 2 or 3 years. It's gonna take a couple more years, a couple more holders of the belt for it to actually matter as much as it did back then. And that's just kind of my opinion. The WWE Championship has always been higher on the ranking, and it makes sense to me that it is even right now, especially after the long Roman reign, which kind of like settled it for being the go-to prize. And especially the Cody story, where the WWE Championship was the go-to prize. And of course it's set like that. Will roles ever reverse? Maybe, I don't know. But for now, that is kind of what it is. Renaissance era, SummerSlam 2022 to end of 2024. Sponsor era, or Netflix debut to the present. I think I'd say that the Renaissance era is officially over, but I'm still not sure about that. I think we need to wait until the next WrestleMania to make that conclusion, because just one bad WrestleMania and let's face it, some bad booking don't necessarily make for a new era start. And that's just kind of in my head. I'm not sure about this. I think we still have to wait a little bit and then to maybe talk about it in a year or so, half a year at least. Not for the fans. WWE isn't in business for the fans anymore. They are strictly a money-grabbing entity. The quality of the product has dropped in the last year and change. The prices have skyrocketed. WWE is going to end up with 0 fans at the shows. It will end up being business giveaways, leading to even worse crowds than WP had. Or I guess WrestlePalooza. I think a lot of people, myself included, are at the end of their rope with WWE. Time to watch other things. It's not all that black. The WWE is still pretty good. Really, really good. And I don't know if this will come up later, because I'm guessing it will with the WrestlePalooza stuff. Triple H's booking is still miles better than Vince's booking in the later eras was. And also, during this time last year, we also had a bit of a slump. Let's not forget that. This is just a cycle that like happens every single year. This will be in this slump for... we will want more until like Royal Rumble rolls around. That's just a yearly cycle that we always go through. But there's still a lot of things to enjoy. When I think about the late Vince McMahon era, that was bad. There was nothing to enjoy back then. Like rarely was there something to enjoy. Now, when it comes to them being a lot more money grabbing than they used to be, that's 100% true. 100% true. And I see the next post is, and I see that the next post is cost around the world. And yeah, it's getting more expensive where you want to be watching in person. The ticket prices are insane. Whether you want to be watching on ESPN, it's gonna cost you $30. Or you could just get a VPN for $5. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Of course I'm not. I have 30 subs. But there are some stuff out there. Go ahead and find them. But yeah, the WWE cost is insane. And also they are very much still in business for business, not for the fans, like they did used to be for a little bit. It just isn't like it used to be. Okay, so this is what I was saying. I don't mind these. I don't mind these at all. I honestly couldn't care less. I thought I would. I really thought I would care about this. But then some time passed and I'm just like, you know what? I honestly couldn't care less. This is like, it doesn't affect the product. It doesn't affect anything. I get it if it bothers you, but for me, it does absolutely nothing. I can't believe I just bought a Bronco from WWE star Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a 1995 Ford Bronco, 45,000 miles, 5.8 liter. I guess that's how much it, how much gas it loses over. Do you guys do 100 miles? I don't know. We do under like this many liters across 100 kilometers. You guys might be doing 100 miles. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is which one this is. I ended up going to his house and got to drink his own beer and hang out with him all day. Is that actually? Holy, that is him. That is him. You might be the luckiest person alive, honestly. You might, and I love how he posted. It's not in a WWE subreddit, or maybe not. Maybe this is him posting it here, but like on Facebook, not on a Facebook WWE group page, Superstars group page or whatever. It's the 92 to 96 Ford Bronco group page, which I just find hilarious. But yeah, thank you ESPN. What is this? Oh, ads. Yeah, ESPN now has ads on PLEs, which just sucks. That sucks so bad. I can't believe they're actually doing that. They're charging you, what, $30 per PLE? Or whatever it is, I'm not sure. And they also do ads? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I gave Drew McIntyre my crochet doll of him. My man, my lady, my person, Mr. Mrs., however you want to go with. You rock. You're amazing. This crochet doll is brilliant. I love it. I love it. Why am I watching this? Commercial break. We'll be right back. That's so funny. Again, I can't believe there's ads on a PLE. Even on Netflix, we got ads for like, but it was only for like 20-30 seconds where they really didn't have anything to show. Yeah, this is just, wow. Can't believe it. If the Saudis get their way, we might see this match happen. Look, would you be mad for Cristiano Ronaldo versus Logan Paul to happen? I would absolutely love it. I would love to see Ronaldo in the ring. It's never gonna happen. The man has all the money in the world you could think of. He might be, I think he's like top 100 like richest people in the world, especially with his new Saudi contract, which is. But yeah, I would actually love this. I would love it if Ronaldo came to the WWE ring. Jey Uso reportedly in concussion protocol after WrestlePalooza. Yeah, this was rough. This was really rough, and you could see, I think it was LA Knight calling spots to him, which, I mean, he's the ref, but I remember watching that and being like, oh shit, is Jey Uso concussed? Which, I mean, if he is, there's nothing you can say about this match, because the match still ended up being pretty good. I feel bad for Jey, and I think he split his own head open by hitting himself with his own with a chair in his hand, so like he did it to himself. But you gotta feel bad, man. You gotta feel bad. But he finished the match. There wasn't much medical interference. If he was concussed, and especially with bleeding this much, fair play to you for finishing the match. Fair play. When he gets called up, should Obafemi dominate all opponents? And there's only one answer to this. Yes. Yes, most absolutely he should. And to end on that note, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out some of my other videos, I think, on this side. But yeah, thank you.